Can we just agree that 2020 needs to be over? I mean, come on, y'all. We've got a global pandemic. We've got race riots. We've got crazy unemployment numbers.
Did you see the memo about this?
I mean, can 2020 actually get worse? Don't answer that. Well, the fact remains is that 2020 isn't over yet. Just to give you some motivation, some inspiration, to give you some momentum to get things going.
That's awesome.
I came across this article on the blog Grow by Acorns. And in this article, it was sharing 7 smart money moves from self-made millionaires during challenging times. And let me just say, 2020, yeah, it's challenging, y'all.
That man harassed me for not wearing a mask. I have a breathing problem.
So I thought I would share what are these 7 smart money moves from other self-made millionaires, also offering some commentary from this self-made multi-millionaire. So is this what you need to get going to make 2020 end with a bang? I don't know, but we're gonna see what we can do. Let's find out what these 7 smart money moves are right now. So let's take a look at the 7 smart money moves self-made millionaires make in challenging times. Man, that is a mouthful. So looking at number 1 is they look for opportunity. I'll definitely agree with this. I have encountered so many people that aren't struggling during this pandemic. Whereas, we've got like 40 million people that have filed for unemployment, but I've actually met people that are thriving during this pandemic, and not because they are cheating the system or taking advantage of the poor or weak. It's just that they have identified opportunities that they can make money. And this really plays in the 2 different mindsets that you can have based off of the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. You can have the abundance mindset, or you could have the scarcity mindset. So if you have the abundance mindset, even though we're going through a global pandemic, even though everything just feels like the world is falling apart, abundance says that there's always going to be opportunity if you're willing to open your eyes, listen, and to see what is out there. All right, the second thing is that they focus on identifying and solving problems. Even the article says this, like, this is the true spirit of the entrepreneur. You are identifying what are people struggling with, and is there a solution that can help people out? I mean, you think about the growth of Instacart during this pandemic, and why did Instacart grow so amazing? It's because people didn't want to go to grocery stores. They didn't want to put themselves at the chance of being infected by COVID. So what was the easy solution? Instacart, where you can order groceries on your phone and have them delivered. I have a good friend who is a former professional speaker, currently has a training course and program that shows professional speakers how to get booked and paid to speak. During a pandemic, when everything is shut down, there are people getting paid to speak. So you might think that his business is flailing, but actually it's thriving. And the reason is that he's now showing professional and public speakers how they can do online speaking gigs. That's how we are adapting and changing. But also, he's identified a problem that people have with his business, public speakers. They needed another option, they needed another way to make income, and now he's showing them how they can do that online. Number 3 is that they remember that everything is negotiable. Now let me tell you something, I don't like confrontation. Sometimes I just get major anxiety when I have to ask for something, even though I know that I need it. The one thing that I have realized over time, especially with business, but this applies to all aspects of your life, that everything is negotiable. And the one thing that you always have to remember, if you are asking for something, if you are calling your credit card company, you're asking for them to postpone your payment, or give you some time before you got to make a payment. If you are calling your landlord to see if you can pay your rent next month, or calling your bank to let them know that, man, I'm not going to be able to pay the loan on my house, on my car, or the personal loan that you took out, the worst thing that they can tell you is no. That's all you have to remember, because if you just pick up the phone and make a call and tell them, explain to them what's going on with your situation, if you lay it all out, the worst case scenario is they say no. But one of the key key things about negotiating is that you have to be willing to ask. So if you aren't asking, you're never going to get a yes. And like I said, the worst thing that you'll get is no. All right, number 4 on the list is that they inventory their assets and sell for cash. I don't know if I agree with all of this, because once again, this is supposed to be advice from self-made millionaires. Now, one thing I will say is that I totally agree with inventorying their assets. I mean, that's something that, I don't do on a day-by-day basis or a weekly basis, but I have set up accounts with Mint. I've got accounts set up with Personal Capital so that I know exactly how much money we have, where it is. And with Mint, it can track, my spending. If there's anything that's going out that shouldn't be, I mean, that's one easy way that you can see if you've got stuff that you should be paying for, or, maybe there's some subscription that you're paying for that you totally forgot and you got hit up for another annual charge. I totally agree with the whole inventory thing. Now, are self-made millionaires going to sell all their stuff for cash? I mean, maybe that's not what it's implying here. I guess let me just flip this another way and make the positive spin on it. But right now, like if you are in a situation where you don't have a lot of money going on, if you lost your job or you have a lot of fear that you're going to lose your job and you're just trying to figure out, man, if I lose my job, what options do I have? Then that's where this could make sense. Maybe you start taking an inventory of all the stuff that if you needed to sell, you could sell it, and also start to find out like how much money would you actually get? Because I know sometimes people have possessions, they have certain collectibles that they think are worth a lot of money, but then you go to try to sell it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace and you realize that when you thought you're gonna get $1,000, but in reality, you're gonna get about $100 if you're lucky. If you're stressing out about how you're gonna be able to pay the bills in a few months, this could be a good activity to run through to start taking inventory on the stuff that you could sell to generate some quick cash. All right, moving on to number 5. Number 5 says that they draw on their networks. A quote that I heard before is that your network is your net worth. This is one of those things that you really don't realize, but it's one of the most crucial business principles that many people don't realize. They don't take time to understand how to do it properly, but it is networking. But oftentimes, networking just sounds sleazy or like scummy, that you're just trying to schmooze with other people, that all they can do is just help you out and you're just trying to take advantage of them and get what you need. And really, like that's not what networking is about. Building a network of contacts that I can help, that I can provide service, that I can provide value to, that I can help them achieve the goals that they are trying to achieve. If I can do that, then most often than not, these people are willing to reciprocate. So what I'm not saying here is that you're trying to draw on your network to see what they can do for you and to take and take and take. I mean, that is just a relationship that nobody wants to be in. So if you are just a taker and you're never a giver, then chances are your network's not going to last very long. But I mean, this is a very important part, but the only way that you can build a network is that you have to be willing to serve others. Okay, moving on to number 6. Number 6, they say, is self-made millionaires prepare for the turnaround. We are waiting for the market to take off. It goes on to say that they are buying stocks on sale. What stocks are on sale right now? Because last time I checked, the market continues to soar. But anyway, they are purchasing assets that are deeply discounted, like rental properties. I'm sure this is probably true. Now, the one thing that I definitely agree with, it goes on to say that if they have anything stagnant or stale asset, they are moving them to cash. I mean, the articles that I've read about a lot of millionaires right now, some of them took advantage of this market swing. They got in, made some money, but a lot of them are moving to cash. I know for me, like I've moved a lot to cash, and I guess I'm preparing for the turnaround. I don't feel like I'm building some sort of a doomsday safe haven. I'm not stocking up on canned goods. That's not the kind of turnaround that I'm thinking about here. Other than socking away a ton of cash, one of the ways that I'm preparing for the turnaround is I'm talking to other wealthy people, other self-made millionaires, trying to get understanding what are they doing? Like, what are they doing to prepare? Or, what are some of the steps that they are taking? Are they making investments? So for me, I'm just asking a lot of questions, taking a lot of notes, and then stocking that cash away. And also reinvesting back into my business to see what opportunities can we take advantage of. So that's how I'm preparing. All right, the last one, number 7, says that self-made millionaires are constantly learning about how money works. It goes on to say experts are predicting a second round of COVID. Okay, yeah. Now is the time to learn how money works. Yeah. Reevaluate your financial situation, study the basics of personal finance. I mean, if we're talking about self-made millionaires here, I hope that at this point in my life, I understand how money works. I'm a constant student, so I definitely don't want to think I've reached a point where I know it all, because I don't. There are always going to be things that I can learn. If you watched any of my videos talking about me day trading on Fiverr, for example, or me trying to trade options, like these are things that I don't have a lot of experience in. Those are ways that I could learn. I wouldn't use the word learn how money works. For me, it's like how investing works, how to continue to build wealth. For me, those are the things that I am constantly trying to learn. So this one really doesn't apply to me, but I could definitely see how this could apply to many of you that are watching this, because just like me, you want to be a student of money and personal finance and investing. If you truly want to build wealth and get out of debt, you have to continue to be open and willing to learn. All right, that is the 7 smart money moves by self-made millionaires, with some commentary from yours truly. Now, of all of those, I think the one I want to focus on is recognizing that doesn't matter what situation is going on, there is always opportunity. Whether that is opportunity to invest into distressed assets, like they mentioned, the stock market or real estate. But if that's not your thing, or if you don't have the money, then what opportunities can you take advantage of? Is that buying a book, listening to the right podcast, seeking out a mentor, buying that course that you keep telling yourself that you're going to buy, going back to school? There is something out there for you that is an opportunity that can make you more money, whether that is to increase your net worth or your self-worth. The key is identifying what is the next action step. What is that next wealth building tip that you need to make? Find out what that is, start taking action, and let's end 2020 with a bang. All right, y'all, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.